This is The Lunch Break with Zach and Dana on ESPN 106.7.
All right, welcome back into the lunch break. Zach Blackerby here. I'm joined by Will Herring. He's filling in for Dana Salonen. He's going to do that every Tuesday for us, because Dana's got to go do her other job at the OA News for as Gus talks to the media every week. So I appreciate you hanging out with us, Will.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Sure thing, man. Sure thing. Anytime. So we were talking during the break about the Monday Night Football game last night,
Right.
and I think the coolest story of this isn't how good the Vikings are doing despite not having Adrian Peterson and how great their defense looks. It's Sam Bradford kind of making a comeback.
Yeah. Man, it's been remarkable to see. You know, my last year was spent up in St. Louis with the Rams, where Sam was rehabbing an injury, and you know, injuries are something that can't, you just can't do a whole lot about. And kind of the knock on him has been he's been injury prone. But really, besides 1 or 2 years early at St. Louis, even when he was healthy, he never really excelled. He never excelled. And when the Vikings went out, and I think they gave up a first and a fourth round draft pick, which is just astronomical.
That's a lot
for a quarterback that's been injury plagued, and he's never really been great on the field. And Sam is a great guy. He's one of those quiet leaders, but I couldn't be happier for a guy. He steps into Minnesota. The guy hadn't even unpacked his suitcases, and in 48 hours, I feel like he's being thrown out there. They might have started.
They started Sean Hill the
first year, and ironically, Sean was in St. Louis as well. So I was a teammate to both of those guys.
Okay.
And Sean's a gunslinger. He was an old man then. He was a 12 or 13-year vet.
Yeah.
But he was a gunslinger, and I expected Sean to do pretty well. And I think Sean got on that first win, and then I saw they were starting Sam Bradford in the second week, and I kind of had some eyebrows. I kind of raised my eyebrows, to be honest. And Sam has just come out and just blown away everyone's expectations, and he has found an offense that works for him, and his coaches are catering that offense to his strengths. It's fun to watch.
And you see Norv Turner, he's done that really everywhere he's gone, everywhere he's been, dating back to San Diego, and even when he was at Cleveland, he was able to use those players better than anyone else has in Cleveland. And Cordero Patterson, he was outstanding at Tennessee, and he was explosive as a rookie, but he kind of hadn't done anything since then outside of the return game, and they're figuring out how to use him.
Yeah.
Kyler Rudolph, one of the best tight ends in the league as of right now when you just look at stats.
Yeah.
I think he scored a touchdown in the past 3 games or something. All on the bench of my fantasy team, by the way.
There you go. On the bench.
Yeah, that's right. But, you're right. Sam Bradford has found an offense where he fits in.
That's right.
And I think people are forgetting that they are doing it without Adrian Peterson, probably the best running back in football.
I know it. And it goes to show just how, there's 2 sides of the coin. There's the players and there's the coaches. And the players, obviously in the NFL, the upper management, the GM, and the scouting department, they need to go out and find talented players. But when the players are there, part of a coach's job is to develop these players and bring them along, but also is to find out what are their strengths and weaknesses, and to develop their weaknesses and bring them along, but also to cater your offense or cater your defense and put them in positions to be successful. Obviously, Norv Turner's done that right now with Sam Bradford, and you see it. When I was at Auburn, Jason Campbell was a solid, but at times mediocre quarterback in certain systems. And when Petrino was here, he was a darn good quarterback.
Yeah.
Jason was. And when Borges was here his senior year, you really saw like Jason come, full circle and really. They were able to maximize his potential, and rightfully so. He was a first-round draft pick.
Yeah, definitely. And you saw Jason really do something that's extremely rare for college quarterbacks, but progress through the play. Look at the options, and if the first read's not there, be able to go to the second read. And if the second read's not there, then you go to the third read. And if a college quarterback can do that at that level, that's extremely valuable. And that's a big part of what NFL guys look at, is being able to progress through the play. And that's something that's extremely hard to teach. And that could have had a lot to do with coaching And it could have had a lot to do with just Jason maturing as a quarterback.
That's right. Absolutely. In the NFL, like we just mentioned on the last segment, there was a year or two where the pendulum was really swinging towards these quarterbacks that could just fly and that could get away with beating a team with their legs. And you saw that these defenses are so fast, and the schemes and the analyzing of how to shut down these offenses. I mean, these NFL coordinators within a year or two were able to really kind of keep these quarterbacks in the pocket and make them beat them with their arm. And it's not just beat them with their arm; it's beat them with their brain and arm. And you've got to be able to go through that progression, like you said. It can't just be cut the field in half and read the left side of the field or the right side of the field. You've got to be able to spread the defense out and utilize all of your weapons to really have a balanced attack.
Definitely.